I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
What brings you to the temple, layman? Have you been lax in your duties? I don't have any duties for you, but you're needed at the Office of Intercession in the Canton Plaza. Go there and find Ijiravoran. She needs someone to deliver a letter for her. The office is in the Canton Plaza. Its head is Sira Ander Orothai, Major Domo of the Holy Crossing.
Greetings, Outlander.
Praise Veloth. What brings you to the Holy Crossing of Almasthir?
Walk with virtue, Outlander.
What brings you to the Canton's upper levels, layman? If you are on a pilgrimage, you have my blessings, but I am afraid I have little time to speak. If you believe you were wronged by a member of the temple, or fear that our dogmas were misinterpreted or abused, you may leave a plea here. We will make sure everything was in accordance to the sacred texts and decrees of the Om Shadi, and punish the guilty if necessary.
Yes, Outlander, what may I do for you? Yes,
You're the courier I asked for? Good. Ahem. I need you to deliver this letter to Indoral Danvis. Indoral Danvis can be found in Roadyr. You do know the way to Roadyr, don't you? It's the Indoral Chapel estate just east of here. Here's the letter sealed, as you can see. The letter is meant for the young lord's eyes only, so make sure you hand it to him personally. One can never be too careful these days. Here's some coin for the road, too. Indoral chapels are manor complexes from which the highest-ranking Indoral govern their lands. Roadyr is the chapel of the Indoral Ilvi. It is the principal holding of the Indoral along the Thur, and lies on a small tributary a little to the east of Almas Thur. Pardon me for bothering you, Sira, but are you perhaps carrying a letter to Indoral Danvis? Yes. You're carrying a letter meant for the young lordling of Roadyr, if I'm not mistaken. I see why you would think that, but allow me to explain. Ijiravoran is but a novice working for the Office of Intercession. I find it rather unusual that she should be writing to the son of Indoral Ilvi without consulting me or the Major Domo. I just want to review the letter before you deliver it, that's all. I'll give it back to you after I've read it. Well, no, not really. She's always been an exemplary servant of the three. A little foolish perhaps, but dutiful and humble. No one questions her faith or her devotion to the temple. Yes, I guess you're right. I bid you good day, Sira. Walk in Velitha's footsteps.
Why walk with virtue, Outlander?
Looking for a ride, Outlander? Name your destination. My strider can take you from here to Amra, Behold, and Dothrin, or Hlon Oak, but that's not all the service I provide. If you are traveling to Almalexia and afraid to grow hungry during the long journey, I can sell you nourishing food. Same low price.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
What may I do for you, Sira? Counselor Ilvi is the lord of the Eastern Onthiran and defender of Almasthur and House Indoral's border with the Hlalu. You have a letter for the young Sarjo? I can take it off your hands and deliver it to him myself. The young Sarjo can be found meditating by the shrine of his ancestors on the bottom floor of the Crossing of Lamps. That's the central building here in Roadyr. Does Roadyr please you, Outlander? Roadyr is House Indoral's port on the Thur River. Only the goddess city can rival its canals and stately bridges in beauty and splendor.
I serve the Indoral. What does this one seek? I carry Indoral by rickshaw to the nearest Indoral chapels, Daram, and the Nav, as well as the great city of Almalexia. There is no escape from this Indoral stronghold. I am a slave, but I do not toil in the field or lurk in the Indoral dwellings. Instead I drag these wooden things where the Indoral want them. Too often up the slope.
It wants something.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Maduni Sylvan. How can I help you? Amra is a small Velithide town on the northern shore of Lake Andaram. Despite its humble size, the town is an important trade hub for House Indoril, with goods being shipped across the lake to and from the Duress lands in the south. Lake Andaram is the largest lake in all of Morrowind. It acts both as an important waterway for trade as well as a natural border between Great House territories. The port town of Amra is located on the northern coast of the lake, and the great trading post of Duress Horak is in the south.
Make it quick. There are countless matters that require his attention. A letter from Ejerevarin. Thank you. Here's your gold. Consider the letter delivered. Ah. But you are not a mere courier, are you, Outlander? You are a sworn member of the Temple. An Outlander following the teachings of the Three. How unusual. In fact, perhaps you could offer some unique insight to a dilemma that I am facing. It's the problem of a good death. Oh no, it's not what you think. I am not facing death myself. The problem concerns a slave, and my father, the illuminated Indoral Ilvi, has seen it fit that I should be the one to resolve the matter. But allow me to start from the beginning. There was an incident at the pier. Our slaves were unloading cargo from a ship when one of them fell down from the gangway. I do not know if it was simple clumsiness or if he was trying to escape, but the fall ended badly for him nonetheless. The slave got trapped and crushed between the ship's hull and the dock. The others managed to drag him out of the water, but I'm told that he doesn't have an unbroken bone in his body and is currently dying a slow death. So, you see, the problem is what to do now. The slave is sure to die, yes, but the manner in which he dies is in my hands. I want to do what's right. I have meditated on this for quite some time now, but have not found a clear answer. Since you are both a devout of the temple and an outlander, I am interested to hear your perspective on this dilemma. What do you think would be the right thing for me to do? Please, do not be fazed by my status in your response. Speak freely. Oh, so you think the premise of my dilemma is fundamentally flawed? Pardon me, but I find that sentiment both unusual and saddening coming from a Dunmer. Even though we share the same blood, you truly are an outlander at heart. But, you're a follower of the temple first and foremost, are you not? This world is what it is because the tribunal willed it so. The hierarchies of our society were set in stone according to their divine wishes. And, surely, the temple still follows the will and teachings of the tribunal rather than those of outlander abolitionists. Yes, that is true. Are you perhaps implying that I lack compassion? Surely, being in a position of power doesn't inherently mean that one is uncaring. Do not the three themselves rule as absolute lords and masters over us all, and yet who could accuse them of being cruel and void of compassion? No. They are like a kind veldt herd, and we mortals are their flock. Similarly, a good master treats his slave with compassion. I strive to be good, and that is why I wish to give the dying slave a good death. Ask your questions. The slave is an Argonian, but I have not seen him with my own eyes. And I do not know his name. No, it doesn't bother me. Do you think it reflects badly on me? Answer me this, Outlander. Does the Emperor in Cyrodiil City know the names of all of his subjects? I think not. And still he has power over their lives, does he not? The slave's name is irrelevant to me. What I want is to give him a good death. Ask your questions. If it was possible, we would not be having this discussion. I've been told by my servants that the slave's situation is hopeless. Very well then, Ada. You've convinced me. I will have our healers tend to the slave. Perhaps they can ease his pain. And, who knows, maybe the three will grant us a miracle and save his life. Thank you for your help, Ada. Here. Take this amulet from my neck. I hope to see you again in the future.
What brings you to the temple, layman? Have you been lax in your duties? I don't have any duties for you, but you're...
Yes, Outlander.
Blessings of Saint Maris upon you, Ada. Have you come here to pray? Temple faithful and reverent guests may make offerings at shrines and receive in return a blessing.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
The Gospel of Saint...
What?
Have you delivered the letter to Indoril Danvis? You're back. Did you give the letter to Indoril Danvis? Good. And I trust everything went well? There were no surprises on the way. She did? You didn't let her read it, did you? Thank you, Ada. I don't understand why Aline would be so mistrusting of me. I can guarantee that there was nothing in that letter that was any of her concern. I knew I could trust you. Go back to Loris Dallin and give her my regards. She was wise to choose you for this task.
So good to see you.
You're back. I assume that you've delivered Ejiravoran's letter? Then I have some new duties for you, Layman. Your talents are noteworthy, but some question your depth of devotion. Perform more duties for the temple and you will soon be rewarded. Temple, Duress of a slave. Loris Dallin asked me to go the office of intercession in the Almas Third Plaza and find Ejiravoran. She has some small delivery task for me. Ejiravoran gave me a letter, which I'm supposed to deliver to Indoril Danvis, a young Indoril noble. He can be found in the chapel estate of Roadyr, east of Almas Thur. I was approached by Aline Teelith, a temple disciple. She asked me if I was delivering a letter to Indoril Danvis. I refused to let Aline Teelith read the letter to Indoril Danvis. I should head to Roadyr and deliver the letter. I was told that Indoril Danvis can be found meditating on the bottom floor in the centermost building in Roadyr known as the Crossing of Lamps. I delivered Ejiravoran's letter to Indoril Danvis. He was surprised to see an outlander being a sworn member of the temple and asked me to provide insight to the problem of a good death. According to Indoril Danvis, one of the slaves owned by the chapel estate of Roadyr is badly hurt and dying a slow, agonizing death. Indoril Danvis is interested to hear what I both as an outlander and a representative of the temple think is the honorable thing to do in this situation. I told Indoril Danvis that a healer should tend to the slave. At first Indoril Danvis was suspicious of my suggestion, but thanks to my learnedness in the art of healing, I was able to convince him. I should go back to Almas Thur to report back to Ejiravoran. Ejiravoran thanked me for delivering the letter to Indoril Danvis and gave me some gold. I should go see if Loris Dallin has some more challenging duties for me now.